Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in. It is Rob. This video is just to announce that I am going on the road again. I'm sick to fuck of Denver. I'm over it. Mostly because what I've been doing here for a living involved driving around all over the Denver metro, and the traffic is just getting worse. I'm just bored of the state of Colorado. The thing is, I never really liked Denver that much. Denver kind of sucks. But for a while, it was a good hub for me to make money and venture out into the state that I still love, explore, hike, go up mountains, jump into some rivers once in a while, check out some hot springs. But I'm just kind of over that. Plus, with gasoline probably going to be about what it is now or more for the rest of our lives. Gas, let's get that out of the way. Gas is not going back to $2 a gallon. I would say $4.50 is where it will stabilize for now. Then probably down the road, $5 a gallon is where it's going to stabilize for a while. But I digress. This is not about that. This is about me getting the fuck out on the road. I don't know who's going to watch this video, but anyone who does, I thank you. Basically, my plans right now, I'm heading east. I'm going to the Western Carolinas, like Western North Carolina, Eastern Tennessee sort of area. I'm going to put my shit, mostly musical equipment, and some of the furniture I've gotten, I'm going to put that all into a storage. I'm renting a U-Haul trailer, which is a lot less money than I thought it was going to be. Plus, it comes with the first month of storage for free. So it's going to work out pretty well, I think. I'm looking forward to getting to a place that's not so fucking dry. That's one of the issues I've had with Denver is just dry, and in some ways I like that. The lack of humidity when it's hot, like it's been in the high 90s for the last couple of weeks pretty consistently, but it's not really that humid here, so it's not as unbearable as high 90s would be in, say, Austin. But anyway, what the fuck was I saying? If you haven't listened to it, I love the fact last year I was making the decision if I should extend my lease for another year, or I eventually did it for 9 months. Do I want to come back to Denver? I was hanging out with my parents in Florida last year, 9 months ago, and I had to make the decision of whether or not I was going to come back to Denver at all. And I kind of didn't even want to then, but I did because it was just the easier thing to do. I had, I didn't want to make that decision then. Things were still kind of fucked up. Things are still fucked up. They're going to be fucked up, but things have gotten a little more stable for me personally. And financially, I thought that I was going to be like a little in better situation after that 9 months passed, but I'm actually just about where I was. And I think the issue is that I can function in Denver, I can survive, but like I'm not getting ahead in any way. And Denver is just expensive, and the cost of living in Denver is just more than it's worth. Like, for a place that's so fucking far from an ocean and isn't like a real city, like a huge city, like a megalopolis like Chicago or something, or New York, to be so far from an ocean, but yet you pay so much to live here. Like, Denver is the Midwest, basically. It's basically like Kansas. It's Kansas with weed. Let's just get that out there. Denver is basically Kansas with weed and like EDM music and jam bands. And then the mountains you can drive to, but with the traffic and with the gas being high, and just kind of like because you're not always wanting to take 2-hour drives just to go to like a hiking trail, you wind up, or at least after a while, after the initial novelty of living in Denver and going up to the mountains, and mind you, I first lived in Breckenridge for a year, so I was hanging out all in the mountains. Then I came down to Denver to make money and, kind of live in the city a little bit. But more and more, like for the last year, I haven't even really gone out of Denver that much, because it's like, if I do a hike, if I go out to the mountains, it's like, yeah, this is fucking awesome, but it's like all I've kind of done for the last few years. You know, I haven't done a ton of traveling, mostly because COVID fucked everything up. It made everything weird. I guess what I'm getting to with this video, if there's any point whatsoever, is that I think COVID kind of fucked shit up for me and for everybody. You know, COVID made what my initial plans back before that were to kind of like live this hybrid life where I would go to one place for 6 months to a year, bounce off to somewhere else. But I didn't do that now, and I've been in Denver for too long, and I'm really excited to leave. But I got all this cool shit. I got 2 guitar amps, this Supro Keeley guitar amp, and I got most of these pedals. Some of them I had already. That TV, which isn't a big deal, but it's a TV, it's nice. And then that other Supro amp, I have like a stereo setup. I released an album and 2 EPs in 2022. If you haven't listened to any of my music, you can search for Rob Cotton on any of the streaming platforms. You can also go to robcotton.bandcamp.com. That has my album. I don't think I've put my EPs up there yet, just because I just haven't done it. You know, yeah, I guess this video is long enough. If you've watched the whole thing, good for you. Thank you. Leave a comment, say hello. And soon, to finish this off with some news for the future, soon, because I'll be traveling, because I'm getting back to that, like, life I envisioned, getting back on track. It is you're gonna see some more interesting videos coming up, maybe more so on my TikTok channels, but I'll cross post good ones here from time to time. And then also down the road, my big plans is that I want to have some kind of like performance space that will kind of function as like an online streaming music or other types of performance arts, but mostly centered around music. And the performance space will be somewhere like where I can do it fairly cheaply, but then I'll try to make the money to keep it open by doing streaming performances and things like that, other artists. And then, of course, also, I envision this being some kind of hybrid store for like music stuff or whatever. You know, I don't have any specifics. I don't want to go too crazy with my plans, but on this video. But that's basically where we're headed. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.